Welcome back to the channel everyone. Today we are diving deep into the much talked about film. I have a lot to say about this one. We are going to cover everything you need to know. From this movie, we will discuss production and budget to the storyline, characters, and the performances that brought them to life. We'll also look at the critical response and the latest box office collection numbers to see if it's truly a hit. So, let's get straight into it without wasting any time. Before we start, if you want to stay updated on all your favorite movies, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell notification so you never miss an upload. Kraven the Hunter review, Kraven the Hunter ending explained, Kraven 2024, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Kraven the Hunter movie facts, Kraven movie trivia, Sony Spider-Man Universe, Marvel 2024, Kraven vs. Rhino, Cameron Su, Calypso, Marvel, Ariana DeBose, Russell Crowe, Fred Hechinger, Alexei Sitsevich, Nikolai Kravenov, Clevan post-credit scene, Kraven breakdown, Marvel Easter eggs, Sony Marvel movies, Kraven the Hunter box office, Kraven movie spoilers, Sergei Kravenov. Plot: Kraven the Huntress, a 2024 American superhero film featuring creator from Marvel Comics. It is the sixth film in Sony's Spider-Man universe. Aaron Taylor Johnson stars as Kraven alongside Ariana DeBose, Fred Hechinger, Alessandro, Nivola, Christopher Abbott, and Russell Crowe. Directed by J.C. Annavant, written by Wenk, Art Marcum, and Nivoa. The film explores Kraven's relationship with his father and his path to becoming the greatest hunter. Kraven was considered for film appearances several times before Sony Pictures became interested in a standalone film for the creator as part of its new shared universe in mid-2017. Wenk was hired in August 2018 and Chandor entered negotiations to direct in August 2020 and was confirmed in May 2021 when Taylor Johnson was cast. Filming took place from late March until mid-June in London, Iceland and Glasgow. Following 2 years of delays, Kraven the Hunter was released in the United States on December 13, 2024 by Sony Pictures release. The film was a box office failure, grossing $62 million worldwide against a $130 million budget and received negative reviews from critics. Following its release, Sony halted development on further films. Cast: Aaron Taylor Johnson as Sergei Kravenov and Kraven the Hunter, a hunter girl. Claire Johnson described his take on the character as an oppressed predator and conservationist but not a poacher, a protector of the natural world and an animal lover. Levi Miller portrays a young Sergei. Ariana DeBose as Calypso Ezeli, a voodoo priestess and lawyer who aids Kraven. Diana Babnikova plays young Calypso. Fred Hechinger as Dmitry Kravenov and Chameleon, Kraven's estranged half-brother who is a master of disguise, capable of mimicking others' voices. Billy Brett portrays a young Dmitri. Alessandro Nivola is Alexei Sitsevich and Rhino, a Russian mercenary who can transform into a human rhino hybrid and controls the transformation using a serum. Christopher Abbott as the foreigner, an assassin who uses ocular hypnosis to slew time and is hired by Alexei. Russell Crowe as Nikolai Kravinov, Kraven's assistant father and a ruthless crime world and trafficker. Murat Seven as Omar Demir, a Turkish assassin hired by Alexei. Yuri Kolokolnikov as Semyon's journey, a Russian crime lord Kraven encounters in prison. Tom Reed as Bert Alexei's second in command. Additionally, Masha Vasukova appears as Kraven's mother. Guillaume Delaunay plays Mofo, a large and intimidating prisoner who becomes Kraven's cellmate. Development. Director Sam Raimi planned to include the Marvel Comics character Kraven the Hunter in his fourth Spider-Man film. Before that, project was cancelled in favor of The Amazing Spider-Man 2012, a reboot of the franchise. Sony Pictures announced plans in December 2013 for The Amazing Spider-Man 2 2014 to establish a shared universe inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe based on the Marvel properties they had the rights to. Kraven was teased in that film, with its director Mark Rare expressing interest in seeing the character appear on film. In February 2015, Sony and Marvel Studios announced a new partnership to co-produce the film Spider-Man Homecoming 2017 and integrate the Spider-Man filter with Marvel's Marvel Cinematic Universe. In May 2017, Sony announced its own shared universe, later named Sony's Spider-Man Universe. Sony intended this to be adjunct to their Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man films featuring Spider-Man related properties beginning with Venom 2018. The studio was considering a Kraven film for the universe. Simultaneously, director Ryan Coogler hoped to include the character in his Marvel Cinematic Universe film Black Panther 2018 because of a fight between Black Panther and Kraven in Christopher Press' Black Panther comic book run. Due to the film's outline being based on Press ran Coogler asked Marvel if they would use Kraven due to his admiration for Spider-Man the Animated Series 1994 to 1998. Marvel asked Sony for permission to use the character, but Sony declined. Digital Wenk was hired to write a screenplay for Kraven the Hunter in August 2018, a month after the successful release of Sony's The Equalizer 2018, which he wrote. The project was billed as the next chapter of Sony's shared universe. Wenk was tasked with introducing Kraven to audiences and figuring out which character he could hunt in the film, since Spider-Man, considered to be Kraven's white rare in the comic books, was unlikely to accurate due to the Marvel Cinematic Universe deal. Whether the film would target adult audiences would depend on the audience response to Venom's darker approach. In October, Wenk said he was tracking the story and tone of the film before beginning scripting. He intended to adhere to the character's comic book lore, including by featuring Cray and fighting Spider-Man. Wenk said Sony intended to adapt the Kraven's Last Hunt 1987 comic book storyline, and there were ongoing discussions over whether to do that in this film or a later one. Wenk compared the latter approach to the two-part film Clear Bill 2003 and 2004. He expressed interest in having Equalizer director Antoine Fuqua join the film. Fuqua considered directing Sony's Marvel-based film Morbius 2022 and would decide on directing Kraven based on the script. Sony confirmed that a film featuring Kraven was in development in March 2019. John Watts, the director of Homecoming and its sequel Spider-Man Far From Home 2019, expressed interest in featuring Kraven in a potential third Spider-Man film, set within the Marvel Cinematic Universe was pitched a film pitting Peter Parker and Spider-Man against Kraven to Spider-Man star Tom Holland, but this idea was abandoned in favor of the multiversal story of Spider-Man No Way Home 2021. By August 2020, Art Marcum and Matt Holloway had written the script after being on creditor rights for Morbius. At that time, J.C. Chandor entered talks to direct the film, while Matt Tulmark, Avi Arad, and David Householder were set as producers. Chandor was confirmed as director in May 2021 when Aaron Taylor Johnson was cast to star as Cleven and signed on to portray the character in multiple films. Sony had previously approached actors such as Brad Pitt, Glenn Weiss, John David Washington and Adam Driver for the role, with Lewis Pullman also auditioning, but Sony executives moved quickly to cast Taylor Johnson after they were blown away by early footage of him in the film Bullet Train 2022. Taylor Johnson began negotiations shortly after an initial phone call with Chandor and Tolmer. By July, Jory Turner-Smith was reportedly in talks to portray Kraven's love interest Calypso. That October, Volant said he and Pascal had discussed him potentially reprising his role as Spider-Man in the film. Neither Holland nor his creator appeared in the finished film, according to a Sony source who spoke to Variety. The Walt Disney Company, which held the rights to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, never forbade Sony from using Holland or the Peter Parker and Spider-Man character, with the character appearing in the Sony Pictures animation feature film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2018, but Sony felt that audiences would not accept Holland's live-action Spider-Man unexpectedly appearing in a non-Marvel Cinematic Universe film, especially after No Way Home and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness 2020 to establish definitive boundaries for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film was greenlit with a production budget of $90 million, but due to the 2023 writers and actors strike, the cost increased. The final cost was reportedly as high as $130 million, but Variety disputed this figure, estimating it cost upward of $110 million. Pre-production: Russell Crowe was cast in an undisclosed role in early February 2022. The Hollywood Reporter noted that many of the main characters in the film would be members of Kraven's family, with Crowe potentially portraying Kraven's father. By then, Cody Smith-McPhee had been offered the role of Chameleon, Kraven's half-brother, but declined due to a scheduling conflict. Turner-Smith was also confirmed to have not been cast as Calypso. Later in February, Fred Hechinger joined the cast, reportedly as Chameleon. In March, Urban Hughes joined the cast, reportedly in the Calypso role. Alessandro Nivola was cast as a villain, and Christopher Abbott was cast as the film's main villain, which was reported to be the Forerunner. Nivola said he joined the film to work with Chandor again after a most violent year, 2014. Taylor Johnson was preparing for stunt training with Chandor in England, just outside of London, for the following couple of weeks. Filming: Gemini said, filming occurred in Iceland in early February 2022 and led by Watson using the one entitled Safari. Chandor Productions entered the production services with a near 30% crew involved in the shoot for 2 days. Principal photography began on March 20, 2022 in London, England under the working title Sparrow. Ben Davis served as cinematographer after doing so for several Marvel Cinematic Universe films. Levi Miller joined the cast in April, and DeBose confirmed that she was portraying Calypso in the film a month later when she had already been filming in London. In mid-June, Taylor Johnson revealed that he had read filming and stated that the film was shot entirely on location, which he said added something really beautiful to the personal story and called it important for the authenticity of the character. Nivola also wrapped filming at that time and said the character's physical abilities in the film were rendered in reality, while Chandor described it as depicting the most incredible Olympic athlete you have ever seen. Filming also took place in Glasgow, Scotland. Post-production and casting. In August 2022, Nivola stated that the film would include a time jump and that his character would only physically transform in the final act, so he was not required to do extensive screen work. He described it as a classic villain role with complex psychology. Character confirmations. The following month, Hechinger confirmed that he was portraying Dmitris Merdikov or Chameleon. Later in September, the film's release date was delayed to October 6, 2023 from January 13, 2023. In April 2023, Crowe and Nivola were confirmed to be respectively portraying Kraven's father and the character Venom. Taylor Johnson confirmed that the film would receive an R rating by the Motion Picture Association, the first true film and the first Spider-Man-related project overall.
Due to the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike in July, the film's release date was delayed to August 30th, 2024. In August 2023, the film's final writing credits were given. Wenk received sole credit for the story and shared credit. Wenk shared screenplay credit with Marcum and Holloway, while off-screen additional literary credit was given to Donny Cates, Chris Bremner, Chandor, Adama Ebo, Adan Ebo, Zach Olkowicz, and Oren Uziel.
In April 2024, the film's release date was further. The release was delayed to December 13, 2024 to avoid competition from other franchise films releasing around the prior August date. Mark also attributed the release delay as a strategic reflection of Sony's excitement for the film. Chandor felt that the delays allowed him to sharpen the characters and tighten the plot, deeming the reshoot strategic and effective. Despite the disastrous underperformance of mid-March 2024, Sony felt optimistic that Kraven the Hunter would be. Sony believed the film would be more in line with the Venom films, with Chandor opining that the film would surprise the audience once it released. Claire Wood serves as the film's editor. Music. Benjamin Wallfisch was hired in June 2023 to compose the score for the film. Marketing. Gemini said. Early promotional footage. Sony debuted the first footage from the film in a showreel of the studio's upcoming films at CinemaCon in April 2022. The first trailer releases was showcased during Sony's panel at CinemaCon in April 2023. On June 19, 2023, the trailer leaked online and was subsequently followed by the official marketing, official poster and red band released the same day. The second trailer was released on August 14, 2024, featuring the song The Man Comes Around. Critical reception. 2002 by Johnny Cash. Alice Sheffer of Variety said Kraven shows no mercy in the trailer with his gruesome methods, feeling it transforms Kraven. Character transformation. From your average hitman into the fur-wearing Barry, the character is known as in the comics. In November, a commercial aired during the 2024 NFL season. Sports collaboration featuring members of the Baltimore Ravens, particularly kicker Justin Tucker, who suggested naming the team the Baltimore Ravens. Sony Pictures released the first 8 minutes of the final preview film on its YouTube channel on December 2nd. Bradley Russell at Chandor Film felt releasing the footage for free a week ahead of the film's release was marketing strategy, a surprise that also believed it was a bold tactic that might dissuade audiences to watch the film. Theatrical. Kraven the Hunter was theatrically released in the United States on December 13, 2024 in IMAX and premium large formats. It was scheduling history. Previously scheduled for release on January 13, 2023, October 6, 2023, and August 30, 2024. Home media. Home media release. Kraven the Hunter was released on digital download on January 14, 2025, and on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and DVD on March 4 by Sony Pictures. Streaming and charts. Home entertainment. It was released on Netflix in the US on March 13th. In the United States, Kraven the Hunter ranked number 1 on Fandango's Watch chart and number digital performance 2 on iTunes for the week of January 13th through 19th. The film held the top spot on iTunes for its first 3 days before moving to second place physical disc sales. It later ranked third in overall disc sales and fourth on the Blu-ray sales chart for the week ending March 8th. High definition formats made up 47% of total. Sales breakdown. Sales with 45% from standard Blu-ray and 2% from 4K Ultra HD. The film was later number 4 on both the Circana Video Scan for Select chart market share and the Blu-ray sales chart for the week ending March 15th. Kraven the Hunter ranked number 36 on the top selling titles on disc of 2025. It recorded annual sales index, a sales index of 16.55 relative to the year's top selling title. Blu-ray formats accounted for 44% of total unit sales, including a 6%. United Kingdom rankings share from 4K Ultra HD. In the United Kingdom, Kraven the Hunter climbed 5 spots to re-enter the United Kingdom's official film chart top 10 for the week. British chart history, ending March 20th, having previously peaked at number 5. On Netflix, Kraven the Hunter reached number 1 on the top 10 movies in the United States chart as of Netflix viewership. March 14th. The film later garnered 7.1 million views and 15 million hours viewed on the platform, placing it behind the Electric State and Plankton the movie. Analytics and tracking. Analytics company Sampa TV, which gathers viewership data from certain smart televisions and content providers, reported that the film was the sixth most streamed title from March 10th through 16th. Recent streaming data. Nielsen Media Research calculated that Kraven the Hunter was streamed for 911 million minutes during the week of March 10th through 16th, ranking as the third most streamed weekly watch time film and the 8th most streamed program overall. In the following week, from March 17th through 23rd, the film recorded 706 million minutes of watch time, making it continued popularity. The fifth most streamed film for that period. From March 24th through 30th, Kraven the Hunter was streamed for 336 million minutes, remaining the fifth most streamed film. Semi-annual totals of the week. Between January and June 2025, it accumulated a total of 2.968 billion minutes streamed, ranking as the 11th most streamed film. Yearly performance in that period. For the full year, Kraven the Hunter was watched for 3.67 billion minutes, placing ninth among the most streamed films for general audiences in Final record 2025 box office. Gemini said global box office. Kraven the Hunter grossed $25 million in the United States and Canada and $37 million in other territories for a worldwide total of $62 million. Financial outcome. Deadline Hollywood calculated the film lost the studio $71 million when factoring together all expenses and revenues. In the United States and Canada, Kraven the Hunter was opening weekend projections, released alongside The Lord of the Rings, Nivoa of the Urim, and was projected to gross $13 to $15 million from 3,211 theaters in initial performance. Its opening weekend, the film made $4.8 million on its first day and went on to debut to $11 million, finishing third behind holdovers Morgana 2. Final box office standings and Wicked. The film made $3.1 million in its second weekend for a per-screen average of $950. It dropped out of the box office conclusion or went top 10 in its third weekend. Critical response. Critical reception overview. The film received overwhelmingly negative reviews from critics. On the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 15% of 158 critics' reviews are positive with an average rating of 4 out of 10. Critical consensus. The website's consensus reads, claiming no trophies with its root story and shoddy special effects, Kraven the Hunter turns out to be a paper tiger. Metacritic reviews a weighted average. Ascent the Metacritic and CinemaScore. Film a score of 35 out of 100 based on 41 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. Audiences surveyed by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of C and an A audience polling, plus 2 F scale, while 2 scored my first track gave it 59% overall positive score. Live Scott of Inverse wrote a clunky, crowded script, muddy visual effects, and glaringly obvious script and visuals. Additional dialogue replacement bogged down a promising premise. It's not camp enough to become a cult classic, and it lacks the conviction to carry its most ambitious ideas to the finish line. Dever. IndieWire review. Ehrlich of IndieWire gave the film a C- grade, stating that the computer-generated imagery devolves from adorably cartoonish to done as cheaply as possible by a studio trying to cut it. The calligraphed critic. Loss is so fast that it comes dangerously close to Scorpion King territory by the end. The Daily Telegraph's Tim Robbie gave it 1 out of 5 stars, writing last orders can't come soon. Supervillain fatigue. Enough for the whole parade of supervillains, superheroes, or however they're now choosing to identify. This is rock bottom. Ian Freer of Empire gave it 2 out of 5 stars, writing this off. Empire Magazine Review feels a long way from Chandor's glory days of merging coal and all is lost. Save the occasional flourish, Kraven the Hunter is limp, tired, uninvolving superhero fare. Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian. The Guardian Perspective also gave it 2 out of 5 stars, saying that Chandor does a serviceable job, but the delirious craziness that once made the superhero genre so viable is not rarely in evidence. Kraven, collector analysis, is a so-so character in a so-so film, and the superhero revival is as far away as ever. The Hindus Goodinath Ravindran wrote, not only is the Weber thin plot painfully predictable but supporting cast feedback. The secondary characters, despite being played by able performers such as Academy Award winner Ariana DeBose, are reduced to one-dimensional mopeds who add little to the overall narrative. The ARV Club's Jesse Hechinger. Here we club grade. Gear the film Abhimanus read writing, while all of the previous movies in this barely series seemed scrambled together in a panic. Chandor's movie seems scrambled together with a great deal of confidence and style. Confidence and a bit of style. Adam Graham of the Detroit News said the film is far from the cream of the crop in the superhero space, but non-discerning comic book fans may. Detroit News Review appreciate the spoils of this bounty and gave it a C plus grade. Kevin Marr of the Times gave it 3 out of 5 stars, saying it remains ludicrous to the end but final entertainment value is never anything less than entertaining. Other responses. Executive response. Sony Pictures Chief Executive Officer Tony Vinciquerra blamed critics for Kraven the Hunter's box office failure, insisting that audiences who saw the film loved it and comparing it to the Netflix streaming comparisons. Viewing numbers that Madame were 2024 received. Alessandro Nivola was more neutral, adding that while his experience filming the movie was joyful, he figured that the overall quality came production reflections down to the editing. One particularly notable sequence where Nivola's character makes an odd guttural scream, voice acknowledged by the actor as being internet meme worthy. He had made what he technical change referred to as a silent scream, but the sound was changed in post-production. Viewership streaming rankings. According to data from Shoe Labs, Kraven the Hunter ranked third on Netflix in the United States during the week of March 10th through 16th, 2025. Future, Gemini said. Future prospects. Chandor stated he was willing to make a second and final film featuring the creator based on Kraven's last stunt and setting Kraven against Spider-Man. It's obviously very crazy, potential storylines, and said that the creator was trying to create is one who could realistically, if this film is a success and with last stunt. Similarly, Ter Johnson expressed interest in crossover ambition, a Sinister Six crossover film. In December 2024, following the film's projected financial failure, it was reported that Kraven would be the final film in Sony's Spider-Man universe franchise status, ending any chance for a sequel or crossover. A later report from Variety stated that Sony had not technically established an official shared universe because it did not connect their continued production narratives and was not likely to stop making films for other characters such as Bannon, which were successful. Directed by J.C. Chandor. Screenplay by Art Marcum, Matt Holloway, Richard Wenk. Story by Richard Wenk. Based on Marvel Comics. Produced by Ivy Arad, Matt Tolmer, David Householder. Starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, Ariana DeBose, Fred Hechinger, Alessandro Nivola, Christopher Out, Russell Crowe. Cinematography Ben Davis, edited by Chris Levinson, Craig Wood, music by Benjamin Wolfish, Evgeny Galperin, Sacha Galperin. Production companies Columbia Pictures, Marvel Entertainment, Arad Productions, Matt Tolmark Productions. Distributed by Sony Pictures Release date December 13, 2024, open bracket United States close bracket. Running time 127 minutes, open bracket 1 close bracket. Country United States. Language English. Budget $110-$130 million open bracket 2 close bracket dash open bracket 3 close bracket. Box office $62 million open bracket 4 close bracket open bracket 5 close bracket. So let's get straight into it without wasting any time. Before we start, if you want to stay updated on all your favorite movies, make sure to subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification so you never miss an upload. Kraven the Hunter review, Kraven the Hunter ending explained, Kraven 2024, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Kraven the Hunter movie facts, Kraven movie trivia, Sony Spider-Man Universe, Marvel 2024, Kraven vs. Rhino, Cameron Sue, Clisso, Marvel, Ariana DeBose, Russell Crowe, Fred Hechinger, Alexei Sitsevich, Nikolai Kravenov, Cleveland post-credit scene, Kraven breakdown, Marvel Easter eggs, Sony Marvel movies, Kraven the Hunter box office, Kraven movie spoilers, Sergei Kravenov. Plot: Kraven the Huntress, a 2024 American superhero film featuring creator from Marvel Comics. It is the sixth film in Sony's Spider-Man universe. Aaron Taylor Johnson stars as Kraven alongside Ariana DeBose, Fred Hechinger, Alessandro, Nivola, Christopher Abbott, and Russell Crowe. Directed by J.C. Arnott, written by Wenk, Art Marcum, and Nivoa. The film explores Kraven's relationship with his father and his path to becoming the greatest hunter. Kraven was considered for film appearances several times before Sony Pictures became interested in a standalone film for the creator as part of its new shared universe in mid-2017. Wenk was hired in August 2018 and Chandor entered negotiations to direct in August 2020 and was confirmed in May 2021 when Taylor Johnson was cast. Filming took place from late March until mid-June in London, Iceland and Glasgow. Following 2 years of delays, Kraven the Hunter was released in the United States on December 13, 2024 by Sony Pictures release. The film was a box office failure, grossing $62 million worldwide against a $130 million budget and received negative reviews from critics. Following its release, Sony halted development on further two films. Cast: Aaron Taylor Johnson as Sergei Kravenov and Kraven the Hunter, a hunter gatherer. Claire Johnson described his take on the character as an pest predator and conservationist but not a poacher, a protector of the natural world and an animal lover. Levi Miller portrays a young Sergei. Ariana DeBose as Calypso Achille, a voodoo priestess and lawyer who aids Kraven. Diana Babnikova plays young Calypso. Fred Hechinger as Dmitry Kravenov and Chameleon, Kraven's estranged half-brother who is a master of disguise, capable of mimicking others' voices. Billy Brett portrays a young Dmitry. Alessandro Nivola is Alexei Sitsevich and Rhino, a Russian mercenary who can transform into a human rhino hybrid and controls the transformation using a serum. Christopher Abbott as the foreigner, an assassin who uses ocular hypnosis to slow time and is hired by Alexei. Russell Crowe as Nikolai Kravenov, Kraven's estranged father and a ruthless crime lord and trafficker. Murat Seven as Omar Demir, a Turkish assassin hired by Alexei. Yuri Kolokolnikov as Semyon Storny, a Russian crime lord Kraven encounters in prison. Tom Reed as Bert, Alexei's second in command. Additionally, Masha Vasukova appears as Kraven's mother. Guillaume Delaunay plays Mofo, a large and intimidating prisoner who becomes Kraven's cellmate. Development: Director Sam Raimi planned to include the Marvel Comics character Kraven the Hunter in his fourth Spider-Man film. Before that, project was cancelled in favor of The Amazing Spider-Man 2012, a reboot of the franchise. Sony Pictures announced plans in December 2013 for The Amazing Spider-Man 2014 to establish a shared universe inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe based on the Marvel properties. They had the rights to Cleven was teased in that film with its director Marcum expressed interest in seeing the character appear on film. In February 2015, Sony and Marvel Studios announced a new partnership to co-produce the film Spider-Man Homecoming 2017 and integrate the Spider-Man character with Marvel's Marvel Cinematic Universe. In May 2017, Sony announced its own shared universe, later named Sony's Spider-Man Universe. Sony intended this to be adjunct to their Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man films featuring Spider-Man related properties beginning with Venom 2018. The studio was considering a Kraven film for the universe. Simultaneously, director Ryan Coogler hoped to include the character in his Marvel Cinematic Universe film Black Panther 2018 because of a fight between Black Panther and Kraven in Christopher Press' Black Panther comic book run. Due to the film's outline being based on Press ran Coogler asked Marvel if they could use Kraven due to his aggression for Spider-Man the Animated Series 1994 to 1998. Marvel asked Sony for permission to use the character but Sony declined. Russell Wenk was hired to write a screenplay for Kraven the Hunter in August 2018, a month after the successful release of Sony's The Equalizer 2018, which he wrote. The project was billed as the next chapter of Sony's shared universe. Wenk was tasked with introducing Kraven to audiences and figuring out which character he could hunt in the film, since Spider-Man, considered to be Kraven's white world in the comic books, was unlikely to occur due to the Marvel Cinematic Universe deal. Whether the film would target adult audiences would depend on the audience response to Venom's darker approach. In October, Wenk said he was creating the story and tone of the film before beginning